You are in the meeting now.
I need to get the other courtroom in, so just one moment.
What a colossal waste of taxpayer dollars.
You are in the meeting now.
All right, so the record should reflect that I've now changed the audio visual from the Polycom unit to the use of Zoom. I've called in both courtrooms and they can hear from over there, and then I'll do I just need to get back on so I can get the email.
Why did Judge Dorow do this?
Give me a second. I have to go from double screen to single screen the way I sign in, but that'll take me just a second, and then I'll share screen so the color exhibit can be viewed by the defendant.
I mean, to me, this is unnerving, guys. I mean, you've got two courtrooms, an entire vast staff of court workers, prosecution, law enforcement, sheriffs, bailiffs. You've got all sorts of people working all on the taxpayer's dime when it could have been resolved by taping Darrell Brooks's mouth and keeping him in the courthouse, or having him in a holding cell and never going to court and doing it all in camera by closed circuit caption.
All right, now the court is sharing screen and the image is being displayed.
When you stop to think about all of the things that were done to accommodate Darrell Brooks's very unreasonable behavior, it just leaves you speechless. I understand not wanting him to have a successful appeal. I get it. I understand Judge Dorow wanting to make sure that he had access to a fair trial. I get it. I even understand the prosecution to a certain extent, humoring the judge, answering questions that they were not legally obligated to answer, just to set the defendant's paranoia at bay. The judge asked the prosecution if the prosecution would humor the court. The prosecution, of course, did, because the prosecution wanted to be ambivalent. And again, defendant given way much more than any other defendant. And obviously, dealing with a narcissist, it only got worse. It never got better. He never took the good faith gesture, and it wasn't even good faith. It was beyond good faith gesture at face value, and actually comported himself. Instead, he wanted more. And the jury, I mean, you know how many times a jury had to have gotten up and left, come back, left, come back, left. Oh, we're about to go in. We can't go in. Aside from all of the evidence, just think about every single time the jurors had to get up and leave, or come back, or almost come back and then get turned away because they couldn't come back. Darrell Brooks made the jury hate him, aside from the mountain of evidence and aside from his demeanor in the courtroom. it's just one of those things. But this, I mean, honestly, this to me, it's emblematic of this whole trial. And this is why I'm probably going to be doing a video a day for the next 2 years, because I erased a bunch of videos that used to be here at the Sight Sounds Flavors YouTube channel because I didn't want Sight Sounds Flavors to talk so much about this one particular trial. But the 5,000 plus subscribers don't lie. They want to see this. And more importantly, they want to see and hear what I have to say. Because there's something about what we do here, guys, at Sight Sounds Flavors, where I flesh out like parts of the trial. And then you guys just, your comments are just so powerful that I just find more things to make videos on. And I don't know of a single other channel that does this. So please, guys, support Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube. And if you can, please log on to everythingelseChannel.com. The channel is suffering, guys, and I really want to post more content about this trial over there because I don't want this channel to be only this trial. I'm fine making a video a day if it is valid. If it's something like this, absolutely. But I want to do more over there. But I can't do more over there because I'm not seeing the subscribers over there. It's like just sitting there at 570 or something, and it's not moving. And if you want to see more content like this over there, subscribe and help out that channel. But in the end, and I appreciate you guys letting me go off on a little bit of a tangent for everythingelsechannel.com. But the reality of the matter is that we're going to keep talking about this trial because aside from the heinous nature of the crime, and aside from the fact that this defendant has no soul and has no spine, like so many other shameless, mindless, almost psychotic type people, killers, murderers, the extent to which the government and the court went in this case, I think leaves so many people scratching their heads, dumbfounded, a year later, as I'm sure it will 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later. There's a difference between this case and the OJ trial. There's a difference between this case and any other trial. I mean, even the OJ trial, or the guy from Beretta, whose name escapes me right now, those are celebrities and they're expected to get everything given to them. They didn't get anything like what Darrell Brooks Jr. got. And they had dream team legal teams. And they didn't get what Darrell Brooks Jr. got. Darrell Brooks Jr., this trial in many ways is a travesty of the criminal justice system. And it's not a knock on, well, I guess it is a little bit of a knock on Judge Dorow, and it's a little bit of a knock on the prosecution. The prosecution, although very tough, when Judge Dorow said, can you humor me? I know you don't have to tell us, but can you humor me or humor the court and give us an explanation of why you did this or why you did that? Sue Opera should have been like, Your Honor, I'm sorry, but we will not be giving you that. Or, Your Honor, we appreciate that, but we choose to decline your request. Sue Opera didn't want to do that to Judge Dorow because Sue Opera and Judge Dorow are probably friends. Prosecutors and judges have a very interesting relationship. The judge, as Darrell would say, you're the umpire, you're the referee, you said that, therefore you must live to that. I mean, that's a layman's explanation of what a judge is. It's kind of like the lady, with the blindfold. That's the judge. And the scale, how it's supposed to be equal. Well, that's your defendant, that's your state. Is that really how it is? I mean, I don't know. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I know that I don't see it that way, especially because in a lot of places, judges are elected and prosecutors are elected, and you don't want to be viewed as soft on crime. So if the prosecutor has to be tough on crime and the judge has got to be tough on crime, and the prosecutor has the burden of proving the case and the judge has the burden, well, not the burden, but the duty to decide the case, I'm just saying, I don't know too many pro-defendant judges out there, and you can't be a pro-defendant prosecutor because then, you're going against what you're supposed to be doing. So, which is prosecuting people and getting convictions based on evidence and zealously fighting on behalf of the victims, and I get that. You're not supposed to just get convictions just to get convictions. You're supposed to get convictions, you know, by putting on the strongest case possible. I'm just saying that aside from that, and having done an externship at the Washtenaw County Public Defender's Clinic in Washtenaw County, Michigan, I saw for a whole semester and a half, because I volunteered after my externship was done, that, you know, it's just is what it is. Judges are like any other human being, whether they're judging a trial or a bodybuilding show. You know, there's going to be a bias there. There's going to be a human factor there. They're human beings. And I'm just saying, it would have disrupted the dynamic of the judge and the prosecutor for Sue Opper to have told Judge Opper, you know what, we're going to decline, especially on a highly televised trial as this was. But at the same time, it created a monster in Darrell Brooks Jr. because the court and the state, in several instances, found themselves kowtowing to a criminal. And that you can't have. And it happened a lot. Just like it happened with the prosecution helping bringing witnesses for the defense or setting them up in order or whatever. Anything that they did for the defendant was more than they should have done. And the whole world saw it. And this, having him in another courtroom and going through this whole rigmarole of making sure that the Zooms are in line, the phone lines are in line, and that he can see everything, was such a colossal waste of the taxpayers' dollars that I don't know what else, you know? It's just par for the course. And I invite you to leave a comment, and if you think I've been too hard on the judge or the prosecution, if you think that this is a great way to spend taxpayer dollars, or if you think something else, or maybe if you agree with me, how about that? Leave a comment down below. Guys, feel free to copy the URL on this video, share it on your social media platforms. I hope it'll generate some conversation for you. And if you like this video at any point in time, hope you gave it a thumbs up. Hope you've subscribed to Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube. Hope you've rung that bell for notifications. And again, if you guys can, it would be huge help. Look, I'm begging to please head on over. You just type in everythingelschannel.com, hit enter. It'll take you to Everything Else Channel on YouTube. Please, guys, subscribe and show those videos a little bit of love, because if you do, if I see the subs go up, I'm going to put a lot more videos about the trial over there. Now, the one video per day or every other day that's like 8, 9, 10 minutes long, which is what most of you want, will be here at Sight Sounds Flavors on YouTube. But I'm not opposed to doing some quick thoughts, 2-3 minute videos, maybe 1 or 2 a day over at everythingelschannel.com if the subs are there. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm an attorney, I'm a writer for a bodybuilding publication. I've got my bodybuilding website, which is strengthaddicts.com, which also generates income. I've got a great title sponsor. I'm not doing this for money, okay? Are my videos monetized? Absolutely, because that also helps with reach. It's an algorithm, all that fun stuff. I'm not doing this for money, but what I don't want to ever do is make a video that nobody's going to watch. And that is why I want you guys, that is my agenda, why I want you to subscribe, because I don't want to sit here and talk to myself. You know what I mean? I want to talk to as many people as I can so that you will leave comments. Because if you haven't noticed, comments are what fuel me making more videos. Most of my videos, my best videos, are inspired by your comments. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you will check out everythingelschannel.com as well, and we'll see you for the next one.
You are in the meeting now.
I need to get the other courtroom in, so just one moment.